Hey, I am excited to announce that I'm hosting my very first live show event, Kerah Speaks the Calling Series Live. I have collaborated with some amazing creators to bring the calling series from the screen to the community. If you are an entrepreneur, you are an aspiring artist, you're a writer, you're a podcast creator, you have a YouTube channel, whatever it is that you're building, this event is for you. Even if you just want to be around like-minded people, all are welcome. It is July 11th at Second Story in Columbus, Georgia. Doors open at 4 p.m. And did I mention this is a free community event? That's right, free, Free. Click the link below and get your free tickets. Or you could just go to Eventbrite, type in Kerah Speaks the Calling Series, and you'll be able to see it. Hope to see you there. Welcome back to Kerah Speaks. Before we get started, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe because we are officially on the road to 500 subscribers. And I appreciate everybody who continues to support and watch and listen to the podcast and just supporting the vision and growing with this platform. And if you haven't already, make sure that you go to kerahspeaks.com where you can get my merch and you can shop for my book, Healing Cost Me Everything. This is actually the book that I wrote that it's the book that I needed after therapy. So if you are interested, go ahead and check that out. On today's show of Kerah Speaks the Calling series, we are sitting down with somebody whose platform is making people rethink wellness, discipline, and what it means to truly take care of yourself from the inside out. Through Trapping Healthy, he's built a brand that blends fitness, lifestyle, motivation, and real life transformation in a way that resonates with people beyond the gym. I'm excited for this conversation because I really want to talk about his mindset behind the movement, the discipline to stay consistent, and how he turned health into both purpose and impact. So y'all, please welcome to the stage, Christian from Trapping Healthy. What's up, Christian?
Thank you. I appreciate it. I like that introduction. That was real good. That was
Thank
real
you.
good. I
Thank,
appreciate it. How you doing
thank-
today?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
So tell everybody who you are and where you from.
My name is Christian Reliford. I'm from the east side of Columbus, Buena Vista Road to be exact. Born and raised in Columbus, Georgia. This is home. This is the community that raised me, that shaped me, and that I'm investing and pouring back in a more healthy and positive way. So that's who I am.
That's right. That's right. Christian, we see you a lot. A lot of people know who you are in the city. Your face is around a lot, and everybody knows what Trapping Healthy is. So, where did the name Trapping Healthy come from, and what does it represent for you?
Trapping healthy actually came from I'm a very I use the term fluid thinker. I'm super random. So
Mhm.
it came from an Instagram post roughly about 5.5, 6 years ago, where
Mhm.
I was just literally just playing around in the kitchen. I was actually juicing. I was on the birth of my fitness journey. And when I posted it in a caption, I think it took off like a Drake line to a degree locally. I think it just grew legs of its own. Thankfully, I believe it caught a couple of eyes, a couple of people from my community, where I just acknowledged that I was on my fitness journey and I incorporated juicing within my nutrition, and they asked for samples.
Mhm.
So I said, why not? For the couple of them that it started like I said, it just grew a name of its own. And I stuck with it. I think it took what we consider as a negative connotation and turned into a more healthier one. And I thought the
Mhm.
name would catch the older, like people my age that was at the time 35 and up, and also catch the youth that was probably about 15 and up, and they can just resonate to it. So it will kind of actually blend both generations.
Mm.
And I think it successfully did that. I feel like the name identifies with us.
Yeah.
Um, and I think everything was self-explanatory after that.
I think what you said about blending is blending the culture and health and wellness.
Hmm.
And I think that's amazing. Was there a specific moment in your life where you decided to be serious about your health?
Absolutely. It was one. I was on the brink of a divorce at the time, and it was my daughter. I remember specifically, we was running up and down the driveway, and I was short-winded. And with me, I was an athlete, so most people know I hoop, play ball, and I didn't. I think it was at that transition moment where I'm like, nah, this don't feel right. I'm still supposed to be able to do at least sprints up a driveway with a little incline. And I couldn't do so. And my daughter at the time was like maybe 7, 8. I can't remember for sure, but I just know for sure it was embarrassing to what I felt like my name was.
Mm.
And so I said, yeah, it's time to go and get this big pregnant stomach off me and get back get back to who I am. And not to mention, once you're going through life, once you're going through life, you start to lose yourself just a little bit. And I had
Mm.
lost myself with who I know I was. So I said it's
Yeah.
time to get back to that to get back to me.
Yeah. Do you think the hardships or the things you were going through at the time contributed to a not so healthy lifestyle?
Um it played a very small part at the time, but it's like partying.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have the discipline that I had when I was in school. It was just, I had graduated. You get settled, working a nine to
Yeah.
five, being in corporate America, you sitting down all day,
Yeah.
you're not really paying attention. I mean, at the time, you're paying attention to the prices as
Yeah.
opposed to what you put in your, you know what I'm saying, put in your body. So before I knew it, I was at thesis and just consuming everything, and like I said, having fun. You're in your
Yeah.
20s, living a lifestyle. And yeah, those
Yeah.
going Broadway Mario days and going to after five and you just consuming alcohol,
Yeah.
and then me and a couple of my friends, we was eating good going to Atlanta. So we experiencing Fogo de Chao, eating
For
good
sure.
steak. Oh my God.
For
Before
sure.
before I know it, I'm in my first trimester. So so but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. When you'll get to that point where you just living life and especially being a husband and a father and you just
Mhm,
get settled just like you said. And then
mhm,
it was just that moment that clicked when you were playing with your daughter and you say, "You know what? I'm going to change my life." I
yeah,
think a lot of people get to that point where they say, "You know what? I want to change," but it's really hard to stay consistent. So,
very.
what part of you or what do you think discipline actually looks like in real life beyond the motivational quotes that you see on Instagram, beyond the New Year's resolutions? What kept you consistent after that light clicked?
My daughter, I mean, I always bring everything back to essence. It was my daughter. I knew
Mm-hmm.
that I didn't want to be a casualty to calories.
Mm,
I didn't want to not see her graduate, be a wife, um,
mm,
give me a grandchild, things to that nature. I think at a part where things started to seem like they was falling apart, um, they started falling into place of what's important and what's not.
mm-hmm.
So I knew I wanted to be around for that because I feel like I just wanted to always be there.
Yeah.
That was one of the oath that me and my daughter's mother has made, that we're always going to be there no matter what to support this blessing that we created. So the discipline in me was holding out my end of the bargain, holding that oath with God, and holding it to myself, keeping myself accountable,
Mm-hmm.
telling myself if this is what you want, then this is what you have to do. You have to make a lifestyle change.
Mm-hmm.
And just like that, it did.
Yeah. Yeah. So in the process of your health journey, you decided to also become a personal trainer, correct?
Oh, well, I like to say I'm accountability partner. I want to
Okay.
give the title personal trainers to those who's actually licensed to do so. I'm just a
Gotcha.
big advocate of health and wellness. So, but the personal trainers, I tell anyone when they DM me, I'm like, listen, I can get you to someone who's certified,
Yeah.
who can tell you everything that you need to know, but please don't hold me accountable for your success. You're going to be
Hmm.
held accountable for that, and I'll really get somebody licensed to do so, or they got a certificate that say they're qualified to do so. But what I can do, I can be your cheerleader, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. So what made you say, you know what, I want to help other people get to this place where you are? What made you want to be an accountability coach or partner? Because I see you as a coach.
Okay. I feel like, well, personally, that I experience close friends and associates of mine transition that I feel like I feel like it wasn't their time.
Hmm.
And I feel like when I saw them and when I see people in the community, they look just like me
Hmm.
at the time where I know who we are and I know who we not.
Mm.
And I just want to be the spark to the flame that we can all get ourselves back accountable
Yeah.
in doing so. Like we could prevent a lot of the stuff that we got going on, such as the diabetes,
Yeah.
heart attacks, all these things that's going on, and it just take really one step. And that's literally a step. Then you take two, then you take three. Now before you know it, we're doing cardio. And we're just getting back to a place of getting back to the basics.
Yeah.
And I felt like in life that's what we lost. That's what got lost in transition. We got away from the basics.
Hmm.
So I just wanted to be a pillar of that. Like, brother, sister, you know different than me. We all came from the same neighborhoods. We grew up in the same community. We can hold our hand. We can hold each other hands through this and
Mm.
get back in a place where we're healthy.
Yeah, yeah. And especially within our community, we think, oh no, it just runs in our family. No, we just all eat the same foods. That's really what
Mhm.
it is. What do you think is the biggest misunderstanding, especially within our culture, about health culture?
The biggest misunderstanding that is that you gotta that it costs a lot to
Mm,
do.
yeah,
When at the end of the day, it's all in your mind.
yeah.
We always throw the word time that we don't
Mm,
have time to do this, and I've been guilty of it myself. But like a wise person would say, you make time for what you know. You can make time for what you want to do.
mhm.
So it's just getting back to, like I said, holding ourselves accountable. And the biggest misconception is, I don't have time to do this. And for some people, it may be a little bit legit, but some is not. I posed a question to a great friend of mine. I'm like, if Tyler Perry offered you an opportunity on his base or on his site to possibly make $1 million, you just have to be there at 7 a.m.
Mm,
Could you make it?
right.
And his thing was, well, I'm not a morning person, yada yada yada. And to me, I was like, you're actually kind of in a space where our friendship is at jeopardy because if you don't
Mm,
see that as an opportunity, if you can't even sacrifice 3 to 4 hours of sleep, just transition that same mindset to your health.
mhm.
A person told me when I started my fitness journey, man, you need to work out every day just like you would take a shower. And I never lost that thought in my head. You work
Mhm.
out every day just like you gotta take a bath. You take a bath every day. So
Yeah.
if you already start to convince yourself, I have to do this, and it's not saying you gotta go 2 hours, 3 hours or an hour, man, you can take 30, 45 minutes just to go on a basic walk. You can actually be cooking and do about 10, 20 push-ups.
Yeah.
You can do what you need to do to better yourself.
True.
It's all about how much excuse you're gonna give yourself to fail.
Yeah. Mm. I like that. I like that. You're very passionate. I can tell that this is something that is very, very important to you. Is it also important to you to have people in your community who align with the type of mindset you have in regards to health and wellness?
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like you will be a product of your environment.
Mm,
Um, I'm not gonna lie, when I made a lifestyle change, the circle started playing scramble.
mm,
I mean, I couldn't, certain mindsets I couldn't be around because you can lose yourself going back to where you're trying to get out
yeah.
of.
Oh,
And then
okay,
you
that's
get into
good.
a habit of, well, I can speak for me personally, the ones I dearly love, you keep extending your hand, but God gonna let you know that they're not ready. I might be still working on them and they're not ready or they just can't go.
Yeah, yeah, that's real. That's
And
real.
I still battle with that because once I love hard and I don't want to leave no one, but at the same
Yeah,
time, I get it from my mother. It's like I try to help everyone in my circle, but it's like I'm coming to the point where it's like I love you, but I can't be around you
yeah,
because you're
yeah.
gonna take me back to where I'm trying to leave.
You talked about giving grace. Where have you had to give yourself grace in this journey?
Um, like my mom always say, Rome wasn't built in a day. You're not gonna
Mhm.
see abs at the end of the workout. You're not gonna see that scale move by the end of the night.
Yeah.
It's gonna take weeks. It's gonna take a month. It's once you keep going and going. The goal is to just be better than yesterday and be prepared for tomorrow.
Hmm.
So just giving myself grace, patience, and just knowing that it's a marathon.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
With this um passion that you have, you turned it into purpose and you turned it into a business, Trapping Healthy. What was the point where you say, you know what, I want to make this a business. This is something that I want this to be a brand and I want this to be my identity. What made you start to really like take it seriously?
I, I don't think I actually had the opportunity to do so. I think the community made me do it, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
When I would go out, they would call me Trapping Healthy. It wasn't Christian no more. It was like
Oh, okay.
it was the juice man, it was Trapping Healthy. It went from being
Yeah.
Christian, the big brother, the big homie, or that's my or that's Pucho little brother to
Yeah.
now, what I'm saying? Now it took on a life of its own. So I don't think I really had the choice, to be
Hmm.
honest. But it's like you mentioned, people saw the passion and they saw the results that I was giving.
Hmm.
And I think it was like, I really when I really sat and prayed about it at the time, I just said, you know, whatever we do, it's just gonna be me.
Yeah.
And that's how it went. I think I played with the idea because, like I said, for the most part, it wasn't about monetary for me. It was
Mm.
really helping people that look like me.
Yeah.
And it just transitioned that way.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you personally maintain the balance of your mental, your emotional well-being, and also your spiritual well-being? Because I hear you talk about God and your faith a lot. Is that something that keeps you centered and also keeps you motivated to keep going?
Well, coincidentally, today is the my 1 year anniversary of my baptism.
Mm,
So I always well, I tell people all the time, I come from both of sides of my mom and dad family. I always came from a very spiritual background. It was very
yeah.
rooted in God, heavenly in Christ. But I was running from what my calling was for the longest. Even when I
Mm,
was starting a business, I would pray, but the praise will be, I feel like it wasn't, I don't think I was all the way committed like I probably should have
mm,
been. Like I wasn't
mhm,
praying consistently every day. It'll usually be like anybody else when times get hard,
mhm.
something happened like God, please let me, until I got more centered and disciplined of even when I don't want to pray, God, just thank you.
Yeah.
So um I got lost in the question, baby. What did you ask me? I'm so sorry. I feel like
It's
I'm
all right.
so
Go ahead. Hey, let the spirit use you. I would know. I'm just saying. Sometimes can get very overwhelming, especially when
oh,
you running. You building a business. So how do you stay grounded spiritually, mentally, and emotionally?
So I started having moments of solitude. Um,
Mhm.
One of the things that I've realized that I was very guilty of, I was being there for everybody to the point I wasn't there for myself.
Mm.
And I had to start taking moments to be selfish in solitude and just let myself be. Where there comes times where, like in my household, I don't have a TV in my room. When my daughter is not here with me, everything is off. I just need to be quiet.
Mhm.
I need to just sit. I just need to think. I just need to let I journal. So
Yeah.
I usually let my pen just fluster out whatever I got going on, but I just really just have time alone.
Mhm.
Um because it for those that don't know, being an entrepreneur, it's a 24/7 365. I mean, it's you work harder than Waffle House at certain points.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't think the common person will understand that, especially if you're just a no disrespect, like a 9 to 5 where you can cut on and cut off.
Yeah.
It don't stop. So you just have to keep myself grounded. I just have to have moments of solitude where I put my phone on do not disturb. I try to sleep
Mhm.
and I just try not to speak much.
Yeah. Do
And
you?
when I and I try to read, but I'm mostly like going back and reading in the Bible just to kind
Yeah.
of get more understanding of the purpose, the calling, the direction, the obedience.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm. Obedience. Yes. Yes. Do you feel some guilt sometimes when you do have to step away and take time for yourself, considering that you are a person who is there for everybody?
um, I think I had a season of doing so, but as of lately, no,
Yeah.
no, I don't.
How'd you get to that
Um,
point where you're like, I don't care?
I'm gonna be honest. So last year I had back surgery,
Okay.
and it had me down for probably about 8 months. Within that 8 months, the only people I could call on was God, my family, and probably literally a handful of friends that kept me uplifted and rooted in spirit.
Yeah.
Now, the reason I say that because on any given day, I think a person would know that I would just reach out to them just to check on their mental, to check
Mm.
on what's going on. But once I kind of took myself off social media, I realized who did call and who didn't.
Mhm.
When it came time for me to kind of taking my walk with Christ, I recognized who showed up and who didn't.
Mm. Mm.
And it just kind of put a lot of things in perspective for me, where it's like, if I had it's kind of like when black folks plan a trip, it'll
Yeah.
start off with a group, but then when it come down to the money and to the time to
Yeah.
depart, you probably at two or three.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what it kind of just came down to in real time, where I realized when you at your worst, when you're going through depression, when you're going through some type of financial restraints, when you're going through some
Mm.
type of regression, you'll really see who's truly in your corner and who's really like there in the center of the fight with you.
Mhm.
And that was a blessing. That was a blessing to know. So, now it's like it's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's I'm
Yeah.
embracing it like it's okay. I'ma still
Yeah.
love you, but it's
Yeah.
being a lot more selfish.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think you would have come to that understanding and clarity had you not had those months, where you had to sit down?
No, I would
Yeah.
not. I would not. Because in the world that I created in myself, or I feel like that I thought everybody, thought everybody loved me.
Yeah.
I thought everybody, that call you brother, that call you sister, that call you brother and
Yeah.
bro and all this, that, if I needed $1, if I needed, to call you to drop off some food for me, that, you would do it.
Mhm.
And they wouldn't. Well, I'm not saying
Mhm.
they wouldn't. I just noticed that I got a little pride about me, but I feel like you hear me more when I don't say nothing.
Mm.
If you know
Mhm.
that I call and check on you every week or two. If you ain't hear from me in 2 months, you're not concerned.
Yeah.
This not
Yeah.
out of the pattern.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and granted, everybody got a life of their own. I get
Mm-hmm.
it, but once again, I thought, like I said, I'm big on reciprocation, and it wasn't that. And so
Mm-hmm.
when I did kind of start to transition, and after my surgery, I start to put myself back out there just to kind of just, in a sense, showing my face to get a thumbs up. Then it's like oh, where have you been? I'm like, I'm still in Columbus. My phone number been the same. My phone number been the same for 25 years.
Yeah.
That hasn't changed. So, it's
Yeah.
just like, God showed me what I need to know when I really sat and I needed that. He showed me.
Yeah.
So
And I think when the Heavenly Father show us things like that, it can come with grief. It comes with
yes.
grief because life or people or situations aren't what we thought they were. And
Hmm.
sometimes that will call us into obedience.
Hmm.
It will cause us to pour more into ourselves and more into our purpose. Do
Yes.
you think that moment um made you do you think it changed your work ethic?
It did. It changed my work ethic for it made me be more disciplined with form
Mm,
and the practice of making sure. So let me use this analogy. You know how if you have a dream, they say you got to write it down, plan it, structure it, so forth.
mhm.
That's what it did for me. It made me be
Got it.
more of plan, structure, and so forth. So the hunger for me was I wanted to rush back into things,
Mm,
but God told me like, no, you need to sit and plan because I have you in a season of
mm.
isolation. I showed you what you need to do, who's going to be this, who's going to be that. But now everything you prayed to me about, don't go back on your word for it.
Yeah.
And so it just made me be a lot more cautious instead of just going out there and doing something, not being as reckless in the meantime. So, but even to this day, I don't go as heavy as I used to when I work out.
Mhm.
I'm very moderate. I'm very mindful. I think prior I would ego lift.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm not doing that no more, man. I'm
Yeah.
43 years old. Well, I'm not trying to lift the gym, but it
Yeah.
just made me be a little bit more tactful about how I want to go about my journey. That's
Yeah.
that's what it did the most with.
Yeah. Did it change how you want to show up for the people that you are trying to inspire?
I feel like I owed it to them to a degree. I feel like I owed it to the community, in a sense of, and like I said, this is just playing in my mind. I felt like I kind of left a lot on the table, letting some people down, even though I know I don't or I didn't.
Right.
But when they don't see it, they'll forget about you.
Mm,
But I really wanted to just not play around with who I feel like I didn't want to play around with how people view me because I never knew who I did and didn't inspire
yeah.
until I started catching certain messages through
Yeah.
third parties and people that was like, what's going on with him? Because I built, I'm a part of so many communities where you got a gym community, you have um a community like a church community, my community in
Mhm.
Christ, and then I got, I would say just in a regular community in Columbus.
Yeah.
I took for granted how they viewed me,
Mhm.
how they looked at me, and I just feel like, nah, I don't need to play with the idea if my name does hold any weight.
Mm-hmm.
Let me make sure that I strengthen the name and strengthen others along with it.
Yeah, yeah. And I want to say, like, your name, it does hold weight, because if you're doing something to inspire people, it does hold weight. And because it's, it's a divine gift. Everybody, we all got our different things that we do. And I think it's great that you hold space for people, that you're very
Mhm.
gentle with people, especially people who are trying to lose weight, especially, a lot of women too, that are trying to lose weight. And sometimes it can get very overwhelming. What advice would you give to somebody who is just trying to change their life physically, emotionally, but they might feel overwhelmed before they even start, considering where you have come from?
Um, Grace and patience.
Hmm.
Grace, patience, and be disciplined. If you say that you don't like what you see in the mirror, then you got to hold yourself accountable on changing that.
Right.
There's not a magic pill. There's not a special diet. There's not a special trainer. Everything gonna be who all the answers are really in the mirror.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's and at this given and at this point, nothing is a secret. There's no hoarding information. It's not a I mean it's not a secret.
Yeah.
But
Every trainer got this. I got the right answer. Do these workouts. If you want to do this, do this diet. It gets confusing. But I think you said it perfectly. The answer is in the mirror. It's you.
yeah, it's definitely you. I mean, because what people don't feel, what I feel like some people fail to realize, healthy look different on
Yeah.
everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not you having big muscles, being able to run 10 miles on it. Healthy look different on everybody. Genetics is going to play what you look like. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody's not going to look like the natural physique of like a Jada Pinkett or things like that. Those are genetics.
Yeah.
And everybody's not going to be thick as what Serena Williams was. You know what I'm saying? That come from, you know, training athletic. It just but don't glamorize the influencers because now you got people who are manipulating in the, I guess you would say in the fitness or wellness industry
You right.
where they're modifying their looks
You
to
right.
appear a certain way.
It's
So
predatory. I believe it's very predatory.
it
Fitness
can
culture
be.
is it can be predatory with a lot of these influencers and these celebrities that that want to sell you fitness.
Right. And they right. I leave it at that way. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with I don't have no problem with surgery. I just feel like, if you it's the intent.
Yeah.
My thing is always the
True.
intentions of it. And don't manipulate or gaslight us to believe that, oh well, you do this for 6 weeks, you can look like me. I'm like,
Yeah.
really though? Nah.
Everybody's different. Yeah.
Mhm.
So as your brand grows, what do you ultimately want people to feel when they come across Trapping Healthy?
What do I want them to feel? That's a good question. I want them to feel empowered.
Hmm.
Um, I want them to feel that the concept of the roads that grew in the concrete.
Mm.
I want them to feel that there's that it's a lawless mentality. Um, I want them to feel determined, and most importantly, I want them to feel like they have an option. You have an option to
Mhm.
be good or great.
Mhm.
And I want them to feel like you can choose the better half of that, and knowing that someone came from the same environments that don't have the same opportunities, but we have the same 24 hours and we can make success within that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so with that, like I said, now me and a couple of close friends of mine, we birthed another passion project with the Columbus Cardio Club,
Mhm.
which is like the cousin, I guess you would say, of Trapping Healthy. And
Yeah.
That's starting to be, another empowerment.
Yes, the cardio club, I really love that. It was my first time going. You guys have done, how many have you done so far?
Three, the one you came to with the third one.
Okay, okay. The cardio club, I think, is phenomenal. I hope that can get as big as it can possibly get.
Mhm.
What are you looking? How are you looking to build this brand? What's next for Trap and Healthy?
Um, Only God knows. I really don't
Yeah.
know at this point because I just feel like everything I'm doing every day, the what I say I may want today or what I wanted
Hmm.
before, um, it changed
Hmm.
and it changes through the seasons. But I am looking forward to just be a household name,
Yeah.
like especially amongst us, like um, you got to be from Columbus to know this. But I wanted to be the health and the Chester's barbecue of health and wellness in
Yeah,
Columbus.
for
Because
sure.
Chester's is a household
Yeah,
name.
it is. That's
And
true.
if you come to Columbus, if you don't know what Chester's is,
That's
then you ain't
true.
really, but that's a staple in the community
Yeah.
where if you know, you know, you know.
Facts.
And that's what I want Trap and Healthy to be. Once you think of it, it's a place that you can find serenity, peace. You can find people that's like-minded like yourself.
Hmm.
It's all organic. I think that's the number one thing when we
Yeah.
talked about authentic earlier. Everything is organic, and I
Hmm.
mean from the mindset to the friendships to even what you consume with the juices, all of it's organic. So as long as you being pure and organic with yourself, then you an investor.
Hmm.
That's why I feel about it. You're already an investment within the product. But
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to be a household name such as that. Then, if we ever make it big commercially,
Mm.
still I wanted to be, I wanted to be able to cross over like your countries
Yeah. Yeah.
barbecue,
Yeah.
and just develop its own name. That's all. But
Yeah.
I first and foremost, I wanted us to feel like we have something we can say this is ours,
Mm.
and
Hmm.
nobody gonna take this from us.
Yeah. So you very hometown. It's about us. So what if one day somebody, because it's gonna get bigger. Like I said, I see Trap and Healthy when it comes to these events. I see your logo on a lot of different things. I see your name. Everybody know Christian. Okay. And so it's gonna get bigger. And the brand deals are gonna be coming, the endorsements are gonna be coming. So what happens when somebody comes and say, you know what, I want to buy your company?
um, I mean, whatever God say, do. I
Yeah.
mean, I
Yeah.
would be a fool to not. I don't want to particularly sell, but I do want to keep a stake within it. If that is the
Yeah.
case, maybe it could be and I to me, I want to see if investors come. I want to see what their vision is because I know what mine
Right.
is.
Right.
The money don't move me because I live a very quiet, simple lifestyle.
Yeah.
That I fund this already. I don't have investment, so I'm content right now with what it's doing with this grassroots movement.
True.
But if they come in and want to try to monopolize off of it,
Hmm.
it just we have the same vision, the same goal where I can
Yeah.
see it, going places because you see other brands where it does get globally and it start to lose its juice. And like
Mm.
I said, you got a plethora to choose from your FUBU to your
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
one
True. True.
to most people don't even remember this, but I remember Outcast when they had Aquemini clothing and
Oh
stuff,
goodness.
and it just
You're
once you
dating yourself
start,
there, Christian.
then hey, I can wear it, it's fine with me. But once it's once you get into the wrong hands, I feel like it gets so diluted that it's not as potent as it used to be, and I don't want that for us. Would it be
Yeah.
a good payday if God sees it be? But yeah, but that's really not my ministry. I would
Yeah.
still want to keep the vision a vision and make sure that it get placed properly, but that
Yeah.
would be my goal.
And I think it goes back to what you said, being authentic and organic. That's how you started. That's how you gonna finish.
Hmm.
And I think
Absolutely.
that's good. So, Christian, first of all, I want to say thank you so much for coming on the show, letting us
Thank you.
know about you and a little bit of your background and just who you are. We know what you do, but we want to know who you are. And I think you gave us really good insights. You gave some good tips and a lot of motivation. I hope you inspire people when they watch this. So, if you could tell everybody where they can find you, how they can get some of those organic juices that you make.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, you can go to trapandhealthy.com, TRAPNHEALTHY, trapandhealthy.com. You can also follow me on Instagram, Facebook. Usually I'm always somewhere in the community. I'm always posting
Mhm.
where I'm at. My location is not a secret. I'll be at a local gym near you.
Mhm.
Usually I could be at the Midland Market. I could be on Broadway. Usually you'll know at least 24 to 48 and even 72 hours in advance. But
Uh-huh.
usually the way that I radio out where I'm going to be at is always going to be through social media. So,
Mhm.
but other than that,
And you
those are
do
my
spin
locations.
classes, right? Or
Oh
do you still
yes,
do?
yes, 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 yes. So I'm also I'm also a spin instructor at Crunch. So every Tuesday and Thursday at 5:45 p.m. I
It's
do
serious,
cycle.
y'all. It's serious.
Yeah, that's another
But it's
that's another.
fun. It's
It's super
fun.
fun. So
Yeah.
it's we take that's another I guess you would say another passion of
Yeah.
mine where to me that's like my ode to hip hop
Yeah.
where we take that and it don't matter of your weight, it don't matter your age, it don't matter your complexion. When the beat drop,
Yes. Yes.
it's I always say you got certain songs that just it overwhelms your soul because I could say can we cuss?
Yeah, we could.
Okay, all right. So when Juvenile back that ass up, Waka Flocka no hands,
Come
that
on.
does something to us that is so euphoric that it don't matter where you're at.
Yeah,
Your hip is gonna move,
for sure.
your spirit is just gonna go, and I think it adds at least 30 to 45 more seconds of
Easy.
whatever you was doing.
Easy.
Man, come on, man. It's something that you never do. But that was always one of the things because I feel like I'm a big student of music,
Yeah.
but mostly major in hip hop.
Hmm.
And I always wanted to be in Crunch. I love Crunch. They let me be creative.
Yeah.
So just taking a component of music and adding a calorie burn to it.
Hmm.
I feel
Hmm.
like it was the ultimate cheat code.
Yeah.
Like the ultimate cheat code. And I love it. And I love
Yeah.
it. I truly, truly love it. So
Yeah. Yeah. So make sure y'all get into his spin classes, but you got to sign up quick, cause they go like hotcakes. But
they
you
do.
gonna work, but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
It's all in the spirit of fun. That's what I love about it. It's always in the spirit of fun. And by the time, honestly, that's such a blessing because I don't care who you are. Everybody has left out and said, I love it.
Yes.
I have
Yeah.
not. It's scary because sometimes I'm looking for that. Sometimes I can have that moment where I'm looking for the other shoe to drop.
Yeah.
But everyone that has came through my class that's enjoyed the 40 to 45 minutes has always
Yeah.
left saying, I'm coming back. I enjoyed it. I
It
love it.
was.
And I love that. So
It's yeah, your class is fun. It's probably one of the best spin classes I've gone to in Columbus, and I've been living here my whole life too. And I've been to a lot of spin classes, and that in different cities. And yours is really good. You play perfect music. Like
yeah.
sometimes when you're right when the beat drop, you forget you even tired. You forget you tired because there's something in us that just make us work a little bit harder.
Man, I promise you, it's if that heart ain't palpating a little bit, by the time we get to the eighth song,
Yeah.
man, listen, you doing something wrong.
Y'all, please follow Trapping Healthy on social media so you can see when the next cardio club meetup is going to be. Make sure
Yes.
that you go to trappinghealthy.com to get his juices. Make sure you follow everything about Christian because I see really big things for you in the future, and I cannot
Thank
wait
you.
to see how much it grows. And again, thank you so much for being on the show today. I really
Man, thank
appreciate
you.
it.
It was such a blessing. And I'm always welcome. I'm down to come back anytime. I can't wait to see you at the next event. But I
Yeah.
truly appreciate this opportunity. So thank you and much blessing to you as well. Because I wanted to give you your kudos because I saw where you had reached TMZ, where that voice is reaching. And I was like, look at her now. Because I said, I remember seeing her a couple of months ago, just stretching and working out in the gym and just, I love the fact that when I see you, you by yourself and you're just doing you, and
Mm-hmm.
people gravitate towards you. And I
Mm-hmm.
really like that. So I've been watching you from afar. I'm like, a girl just be chilling, she just be doing her own thing. But when I saw it, I said,
I do a little something sometimes.
nah, that's good. That's major, man. That's real good. That's real major. So I like that. So one thing about me, I'm always going to try to support the best way as possible. I may not say a lot, but I see a lot,
Yeah.
and I'm always going to definitely give credit where credit is due. And and much blessings to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you all for watching the show, Kerah Speaks the Calling series, where we talk to entrepreneurs, artists, creatives, whoever. If you know somebody who you think deserves the type of shine and recognition and they just need support, send them my way. Send me an email, kerahspeaks@gmail.com, and I would love to have them on the show. I'll reach out for them. If you yourself are a creator or an artist or an entrepreneur, come on here and promote your business. Go ahead and collab and reach out to one another. Once again, you can go to kerahspeaks.com to get my merch and my book. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Go to the podcast, hit follow. Okay. And subscribe to this channel. And I'll see y'all next time right here on Kerah Speaks. Follow this podcast and connect with me at kerahspeaks.com and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Kerah Speaks.